Sorry, I'm driving. I just want to just say thank you to my mentor, Linda Lewis, just always being there. Just want to take every opportunity that I can to say that she is a real trooper
Yeah.
for the 1,000 questions. So I just want to say that. And I also wanted to say thank you to Jimmy to call someone in an emergency, and he was there too. So just grateful for the dream team.
Awesome. 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 Okay. Just going around the room, guys.
Hey, Gemma, I need to get with you today.
Name something that you're grateful for. Anybody grateful for anything?
Morning. Hey, Rod. Pastor Rod.
Hey.
Grateful, man. Grateful to be here on this call. Grateful to be in good health and family. Got some food in the fridge, some gas in the tank. Hey, I got a lot to be grateful for, man. Just a simple thing. Sometimes it gotta be big, bro. These are some things that we take for granted every day. In some countries, some places, they don't have the basic necessities. So just even to have that, I'm grateful for that, bro.
Amen. I know that's right. Anybody else grateful for anything?
Can I add just one thing? I'm grateful for grace. Grateful for grace.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Grateful for health, strength, family, peace of mind, and pretty much every.
Can't hear you, Cam.
Cut out.
Oh, sorry. I'm driving and it came on Wi-Fi for some odd reason. But just grateful for strength, health, peace of mind, family, and pretty much everything that I take for granted on the daily.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Yes, I'm grateful for one more year and all the love I received on my birthday. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
I also want to say thank you to Joy for helping me with my client with Home Partners of America. Thank you. She's always there, and I'm grateful for everybody on the team. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. All right. Anybody else?
I am grateful. I'm sorry for the noise in the background, but I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for this team, the dream team. Grateful and thankful to my mentor, Tim Neal. Thankful and grateful to Jimmy. I had a very challenging situation this week, and they stepped in and they assisted me to navigate the issue. So I'm really thankful for this team, and I'm thankful for them. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning again, and welcome to our Friday Mastermind. Appreciate everybody dialing in this morning, coming into the Zoom. Just a few quick announcements, guys. Those at EXP, we do have our leadership meeting at 11 a.m. and they also have what they call light work with Curtis Dixon. Curtis Dixon is over at EXP University and all the education department at EXP. So 10:30, they get together every Friday. Just they usually have a guest speaker on. Or it may be Curtis Dixon just giving some impartation about real estate, how to take your business to the next level. So that's at 10:30 every morning in the EXP world. And also right after leadership meeting around 11:30 is I Conversations. I Conversations is, the icons in the company on a panel. And they're just asking them, answering some questions, talking about their business and what they did to go to the next level. So if you have not attended an I Conversations, guys, I definitely highly encourage you to attend that. You get to hear again, like for some of the top agents in the whole company, talking about what they did to be successful. And that's one of the requirements of an icon. You give back, either you participate on the panel or you teach a class in Exp University, Icon University. So, okay. Any quick kudos? Any kudos? Anybody you want to thank on the team that may help you support you in any way? Any quick thank yous? And then we're going to jump right into our mastermind, guys.
I want to say thank you to Joy Boykins for just being a great accountability person and just keeping me focused on the main thing. And to you, Rod, for just your advice on that deal I was working. And I appreciate both you guys. Thanks.
Awesome. All right. Congratulations on it. You're doing some big things down there in Georgia.
I know I have a closing today. So, oh, by the way, I put 2 more under contract this week. So,
wow. Awesome.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Natasha's killing it down there in the Atlanta, GA metro area.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You're doing it.
Good, good. Okay.
Congratulations.
I would like to give kudos to pretty much the dream team because this week was a little trying, but just taking into consideration all our meetings, going back through my notes and everything, just like how can I persevere with a very challenging client? And I absolutely did so. Last night we went on a contract on my $1.375 million listing. So thank you all.
Woo, awesome.
Congratulations.
It's appreciated. Your words definitely
Congratulations.
your words definitely kind of help prevail and push me through the issues.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Cam.
Killer Cam.
Congratulations.
Into my thing.
All right, guys. Any other how about some wins? Any other wins, guys? Then 2 more minutes, then we're gonna jump in. Any other wins? Any wins from this week?
Mm-hmm. I gotta clear the close for a deal for Tuesday. Then Maryland, and then I had I got a buyer that's coming from out of town. A military buyer just sold their house yesterday, and they'll be flying in this week. And I did a video walkthrough for a house that was $950 yesterday, and they really like it all on 8 acres. So they'll be coming in this week to, take a look at it probably like on Monday when they get in here. But I think they're gonna go ahead and put an offer on it. So definitely, it's been a good week.
Hey, Tim, can you get wins for me? I'll be right back.
Yep, I got you. All right. Okay, any wins? Any more wins that we had this week?
I got a cool one.
Yep, go ahead.
I got a cool one. I got my first rental listing Wednesday. Literally a friend with EXP called me and said, "Hey, do you want this rental listing?" Of course I said yes, took on the rental listing, and I found out quickly that she's also the investor that beat my investor on a property that they really wanted a couple weeks ago.
Wow,
But
okay.
the best part about this is she's looking at 2 more properties that she wants to buy right away.
Nice.
And wants me to represent her.
From a rental.
From a rental, I listed her rental, and now I'm helping her buy 2 more properties that we're going to go look at and put offers on tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Awesome.
And I like that, Bryson. Like you said, a rental. Sometimes, if you've been in the industry for a little while, sometimes people don't want to take rentals. It's like, I'm kind of beyond that. Trust me, you're never beyond a rental, because those rentals can lead you to some serious deals, because a lot of folks that's dealing in rentals, especially listings, a lot of times they own more than one. And it could be very lucrative as far as building a relationship with those folks that are investors or landlords or property, they own it, different property. And yeah, absolutely. Great job, Bryson.
And I want to give a quick shout out to Rose and Doug over at Mercy Movers.
Mhm.
I called Doug up, and man, he got this junk removed for me so fast that it made my eyes turn. And it's because of him. It's actually because of him that I'm going to be able to do the rest of this work, because he moved so fast and he gave such a great price that she said, well, where have you been all my life?
Wow.
Thanks,
Wow.
Bryson.
Wow. That's what they do. Mercy Movers. I mean, they 5-star. 5-star.
Absolutely.
You hadn't used them, you need to use them. I'm telling you.
And matter of
That's my
fact,
word.
and if you've used them, we need to get them. We need to make sure we do some reviews on Google for them as well.
Mhm.
Yep.
Thank you, Bryson. Thank you, Tim.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tim.
All right. Yep.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, we're gonna shift gears here. Let's talk. Let's jump into our mastermind. We're gonna be talking about success in the real estate business. What does it take? What does it take, guys? Let's talk about what does it take, and are you willing to pay the price of success? Is that all right? All good? I made a few people. If you can share that, if you can help let people in for me. Okay, guys, let's jump into this, talking about success in the real estate business. How many of y'all want to be successful in the business? Not just a hobby, not just a hobby. I got my license and, just a nice, expensive hobby. But how many of y'all want true success in real estate? Earning over 6 figures.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So that's going to be like the topic of our discussion, guys. Success and what does it take? We want to talk about some real things. What is it really going to take? Also mindset and also some practical things as well. But everything starts with mindset. You hear that a lot with Dream Team. It's all about mindset. Everything is mindset. What are you thinking? What are you saying to yourself? What is your self-talk every single day? Do you believe that you can be a winner? Do you believe that you can be successful in this business? Are you still fearful? Are you still doubting? Are you just looking at everybody else and can't figure out? You got to start declaring to yourself and affirming to yourself that I can be successful in this business. So let's go around around the room, guys. What does it take? If y'all come out off mute, what somebody can jump out there. What does it take? What do you feel like it's going to take? Let's go around the room so we can't you can't talk for 15 minutes. So this got to be an open discussion around everybody, wanting everybody to get involved. What do you think it takes to be successful in this business? Real quick, help your fellow agent.
Let's sleep. Let's sleep. Let's what you call it? Just your downtime when you just want to relax time. Real estate is an ongoing thing, so you may not have that time to just come home routinely, just kick off your shoes and watch TV for a couple of hours. You don't have that leisure in real estate. If you want to be successful, you have to be on your job. And sometimes I'm not gonna say it's 24/7, but you're gonna have to put in some hours before and after. So it's not a 9 to 5. You have to put in the time. And time is something that you're not going to be able to get around. Even though if you structure your day, real estate is one of those things where you have clients that can call you at different times of the day and different things. So you have to be flexible. Spend some extra time than maybe you were planning on spending. You were gonna go do 2 showings, now you're out for 5 showings. It could be like that. But you got to do that to be successful.
That's good. That's good. I hope everybody's writing these things down, guys, taking some notes from the journaling, taking some notes about what these top producers are saying. What does it take to be successful in the real estate business, guys? What do you think? Some of our producers.
Sacrifice. I knew I had some things I had to get done yesterday, so I had tickets to opening day for the Nationals game. I had to miss it. Sacrifice. That's a huge honor to go to opening day, but it's going to be a huge honor to get a paycheck too.
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, man, that's high on the list there. Sacrifice. That goes with Tim was saying too. Sacrifice. less sleep, up early, missing things, I missed a lot of stuff over the years, guys, but you know, it's paying off now. Sacrifice. Anything else? Yes, y'all quiet this morning.
When you're on these calls or in the classroom learning, it's not about just taking the notes. You got to actually put those notes into action and do something with it.
Yeah.
And be consistent.
Yeah, that's powerful right there. Because yes, you got to ask yourself, your goals, your dreams, what you want to accomplish, are your actions lining up with it? Is it congruent? Is it lining up? The action that it's going to take to get there. You just can't name it and claim it and speak it, and you got to put some work behind it. It's got to be hard work behind it. Does that make sense, y'all? You got to put the work in. You can't get around hard work. And I think a lot of us fall into that trap, guys. It's just you're doing one piece of it, one part of it, but you got to put in the work. There's no getting around hard work. Putting in the sacrifice, the time, the effort. What else, guys? What else? Success in the real estate business. What does it take? We don't want to be any misconceptions. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, confidence and complete confidence in what you're doing when you're speaking to somebody. You know, because if you're not sure, they're not sure either.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. How about discipline, guys? Discipline. It takes discipline. It takes discipline every single day to do what you said you're going to do, to get up early, go to work. Not just getting up early, like Bryce and I was having that conversation, not just getting up early, but being intentional, being effective, being impactful in that time, doing the money-making activities, getting your day set up to go to work. You know, we're entrepreneurs. We got this license. We don't have that boss. So it's easy to kind of slip into that mode where you can just wing it. You can just wing your day. You can just do fun little things. It's creative avoidance. Creative avoiding, you're doing fun stuff, but you're not really putting in the work, the real work that it's going to take to hit high six-figure incomes, to be able to get, you know, the stock that you want with EXP, from closing enough transactions to recruit those agents. You're not putting in the work. What does it take, guys? What does it take? What does it take? Anybody else?
Rod, I would say persistence, because, you know, you sacrifice, but you have to be able to overcome the no's and keep being persistent. Like, you have to keep going after what it is and being able to shift and move, because sometimes you're going one direction, but, you know, something else comes up and you have to be able to shift that way, in that direction, but definitely being persistent and not giving up.
Yeah, that's good, Stacey. You got to be persistent, guys. You got to keep pressing. You got to keep moving forward. Persistence is key. You can't keep starting and stopping. You'll never build up any momentum. You got to consistently prospect. That's why it's so hard. You know, you don't have a steady stream of business coming in because you're not persistent. You're not consistent too. I guess that would be the next word, consistent. Persistent and then consistently, guys, every single day, you got to be putting in the work. But you got to keep pushing. You got to keep moving forward, being persistent till it happens, till it breaks. Don't keep stopping, giving up, you know, reverting back to your old ways. You got to keep being persistent every single day. I'm just going to keep leaning into this thing. I'm going to keep leaning in and doing something to move my business forward.
Hey, Rod.
That's a good one. Yes, ma'am.
Just along those lines, someone said taking action and consistency, but you know, you fighting the fear, right? You missed 100% of those shots that you don't take. You got to take a shot. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and do what you haven't done before. Because if you keep doing the same thing and expecting the same results, you know, and tracking those results, right? If you are doing something and you're not seeing the results from it, pivoting is key. You got to be willing to say, okay, this is not working. You're looking at the numbers. Your conversion rates are not high enough. What do I need to do different? Do I need to record my phone conversations just to see what my tone, and et cetera is taking place? Do I need to record myself? Do I need to have a mirror in front of me when I'm having conversations? But making those slight changes, you can see, okay, maybe I need to shift something to see a shift in my business. But really analyzing your business from a numbers perspective, I've really started to do that. That's kind of one of my focus right now.
That's good. That's awesome. Yeah, that's good. Tasha.
Systems. I think that systems are very important if you want to scale and be consistent and persistent. And order, I think, is important when you're talking about the success of your business as well. When you put things in order, using a system, then you can be consistent, and that can help you grow.
That's real good. That's good. Systems, guys. You got to get some systems. You got to get organized. You got to learn scripts. Like Natasha was saying, listen to yourself. You got to professionalize. You got to decide to go pro. Natasha's decided to go pro, and now, see, that shifts everything about you when you decide to go pro in your business, to treat your business like it's a business, go professional. Now she's starting to attract a lot of high-end homes, luxury homes, $700,000 homes in the South, So if something shifts in your business, when you decide, when your mindset and everything about you starts thinking at a higher level, you start operating your business at a higher level, you start learning scripts and dialogues, and that's when that confidence comes in, like Jason was talking about. You get more confident when you know exactly what you're supposed to say, or when you've internalized a script, and then you make it your own. But are you willing to do it, guys? There's a plethora of scripts. There's no end of scripts and dialogues, but you have the discipline to do that in order to make, professionalize yourself so you can start getting more business, have that confidence. Will you do it? Are you willing to pay the price? That's paying the price, guys. It's paying the price. Listening, like Natasha said, recording yourself. Listen, I remember Tim and I, we were in coaching together, and, having to record ourselves, having to learn those scripts and dialogues, and that's paying off. But are you willing to pay the price of success? Or you just want to feel good, or you want to stay in your comfort zone? You just want to dream about making six-figure income. You just dream about Icon, dream about it, and sounds good. It's a nice ideal, but are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price, guys? Anybody else, guys? Come on. Anybody else? What does it take? What does it take?
And you know what, if you need it, coaching may be an opportunity for you as well. This week I was able to go to one of my lenders, and they have a recording studio with a Grammy Award winning videographer. Anyway, he gave me so much feedback in terms of professionalizing how I was saying, slowing down my pace, my tone. I had never had that done before. And now, I was like, okay, I got this. I can do this now. So I can't wait to, get the videos back and see what they look like. But, the reality is, are you willing to take feedback from someone and be willing to make the necessary changes? Sometimes we're afraid of feedback, but feedback is your friend.
Feedback is your friend. Love it. It's good.
And along kind of the same lines with when Natasha talking about getting somebody that's professional to help you. Sometimes we're not experts in all. We come into real estate, we got different backgrounds. You're not going to be an expert in all fields. Some of those areas where you're not, it's okay to get somebody like a coach, somebody that can help you to professionalize maybe your social media, professionalize maybe your branding or something like that, to help you go to another level, because you may only have so much level of expertise. Nobody's expecting you to come into real estate and know how to present yourself as you did maybe in your current career. So it's okay to get somebody else to come in, because that's the way you're going to get to the higher level quicker than you just trying to figure it out yourself, because you got people that have already done it, have proven, have taken other people to another level with their branding, with their social media, different things. And that way you could therefore, set yourself up for success quicker, opposed to you just, because what happens, I think a lot of us will get paralyzed, say, okay, I want to just do social media. I've tried it for years, but I'm just not good at that, because I don't have ADHD, but I just can't stay on social media like all day. I'm like, boom, I'd rather be out. So I had to get somebody to help handle my social media, help handle some branding stuff, certain things like that. Let somebody else do that, but that way you can focus where your strong point is at, and that way you still can grow instead of being paralyzed trying to work on that same thing. It may be KB Core, it may be whatever. You're just grinding out and you're not really getting no headway. So it's slowing your business down. Take some of that off your plate and give it to somebody that can professionalize it, and then take that and add it to your toolbox and then run with it.
That's
And
good.
you know what, along lines what Tim was saying there, I mean, just the fact, you know, Rod said to me unconsciously, I may be blocking other business because I didn't have an assistant. And I said, you know what, you're right. Within a week I had some, and it took such a load off my mind because I can focus on getting new business, building more business, because, you know, I capped and I'm looking to cap. I will be right now with what I have on the contract. I've got 2 million on the contract looking to cap before the end of May. So, you know, that would be,
Awesome.
you know, I reset in April 1st and looking to cap again. So, you know, we've got to know what's hindering us and be willing to take that feedback, you know? It's like you know, Rod hurts my feelings too. Don't no, y'all don't be like, Dad, you hurt my feelings. Okay, I gotta fix that.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
It would be nice.
I love it.
And Natasha, it would be really nice if you shared your lender contacts information. I'll be in Atlanta in June, and I would really be interested in, you know, getting in front of the camera one time.
Good.
Absolutely, yeah. Me and actually tell me and I'll plan it out, and maybe we'll take a few of us up there again, because I took a couple of my mentees up there with me, and we are, you know, a couple of us did videos. So
awesome.
Guys, let's talk about the word, you know, nobody likes to talk about: prospecting. You know, I asked a question to our group the other day: why haven't you sold more homes than you sold? Why and the group, and it was one of my dream team meetings. What everybody danced around it. We talked about everything but that topic. But why haven't you sold more homes than you sold? What are you avoiding? What are you not doing? What are you not doing enough of? Guys, it comes down to prospecting. Every coach out there, real estate coach, you can pay $1,000, $2,500 a month or whatever. You guys can cash at me that. I'm gonna tell you the secret. You got to prospect more. You got to make more contacts. You got to make more calls. You got quiet, Tim. I'm telling you, prospecting.
You right, Rod. Because we was on the call the other day. I was thinking, you know what? Yeah, I got, you know, a lot of folks that I'm working with, but I'm not considered missing a big piece of my SOI prospecting. Those are people that I already know, like, and trust. You know what I'm saying? I got enough that of those folks. If I just stay in contact with them, I could constantly have business. And I was thinking about that. You said, you know, what some of the things you can do, you know, basically that you're not doing, you know, to have your business where you need to be. And that's one of the things I said, I have to still not discount that, but continue to reach out to the SOI. It's low hanging fruit. And instead of always spending a lot more time going after just new business, it's business right there within business, you know, within, you know, within what you say, Rod, you got 6 figures in your cell phone. It's right there.
That's right.
You know, prospect don't always mean, I mean, yeah, I met a guy this week at the gas pump, military guy. And guess what? I didn't have no cards. I don't know what happened. Tried to invite him to church. I didn't have a church card. I was like, what in the world? But I still got information and stuff like that. And looking to purchase. But the thing is, yeah, you have to continue. You can't have so much business. There's no such thing as having so much business that you can't prospect.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And
you
have to continue to do that.
Yep.
Hey, I want to add to what Tim is saying with the prospecting. One issue that I personally had, and actually I said this to Cam last night, I have to be more aggressive with my prospecting as well. I could talk to people, give them business card, add value to their lives all day. That's easy. But I need to make sure that I get their information, and I'm more aggressive at getting their information and making sure that I can get in contact with them before they get in contact with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very
Yep.
key. Mm-hmm.
That's key. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Bryson, you remember I was telling you as well, prior to coming over to EXP, that was kind of like my biggest downfall. It was not being so aggressive because I never wanted to be a salesperson, you know. I wanted to be a people's person. And that actually, you know, just changed my business cold-heartedly. Now I'm just, you know, being more aggressive and doing more sales, more volume in a month.
Wow.
So can I jump in right there with Tam with not wanting, because I heard this said, and there has been negative connotation with the word salesperson. That's what we are. We are salespeople. We need to embrace that. We just need to shift the paradigm of what it means to be in sales and not, you know, change the narrative, because you can be very aggressive. You can be very forthcoming without being overbearing. You know what I'm saying? People do it all the time. I don't know how many solicitations I'm getting in my inbox on a regular basis, but you know, you've got to recognize that's what we're in the business of sales. If we don't sell a house, we don't eat. So don't be ashamed of that. I mean, we are sales people. Embrace it, master it, become the best salesperson that you are. We sell houses. There is no shame in our game. We sell houses and we are good at it.
Right. That's a good point. And guys, get help out there. And I want to make a little caveat. If you need a coach, get a coach. I'm a big proponent of coaching. I don't want to put that misconception out there that I don't believe in coaching.
You need it.
Yeah. And it's EXP, they're giving back. So you gotta, go ahead, Tim.
And along that, what you're saying, Rod, coaching, one thing about coaching, like you said, as far as coaching, one of their main components, as you said before, talks about prospecting. So most coaches have a forcing function where whatever goals you have, they're going to help you to reach those goals. But the main thing, you're going to have to put in work. You're going to be accountable to the prospecting that you said you was going to do to reach those goals. Because you said you're going to reach the goal. The only way you're going to reach those goals, it comes with prospecting, making calls, follow up, setting appointments, going on appointments, closing deals. And that's what you're going to give them in a nutshell. And they're going to hold you accountable to make sure you do it. So you can't get on those calls and they say, and you have accountability teams or maybe just that coach. And they're going to look, okay, here's the end of the week. This is what you said you was going to do at the end of the week. Did you make 100 calls? Did you make 50 calls? No, I know you had your busy week. You had other things going on in your life. But did you do what you said you was going to do? That's what they're going to hold you the feet to the fire to do. And so if you can't do it yourself and you keep putting it off, get some coaching. Coaching is a forcing function, whether it's real estate, whether it's getting fitness, whether it's whatever, sports. You need somebody that can hold you accountable, that you can give the numbers so that you put in the work. And once you start to get that habit going, it's going to help you throughout your real estate career. But if you never get off the start line to get into that, get into doing that, you'll just keep putting it off. If you need that to get you jump started, I recommend, like Ron said, I recommend get a coach and get that, to help shift your mind if it's tough for you to do.
Yeah. An accountability partner, guys. Get a real accountability partner. You have a call, give a call to somebody, y'all have a conversation. Let's establish this. Hey, that we're gonna keep each other accountable. Every single day we're gonna send our numbers to each other. But it can't be this kind of real relaxed thing where you maybe or maybe not. You got to put some systems in place. Maybe set your alarm on your phone, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I got to send my numbers to, put it in your calendar. I got to report my numbers to my accountability partner or report them on Dream Team WhatsApp. But it's got to be some accountability with it, guys. I think that's another issue. A lot of people, you don't have accountability. You just kind of secretly operating your business all by yourself. Nobody knows your numbers. Nobody knows what you're doing. So you're not going to be embarrassed. You're not going to be put out there or pressured. you know, you just casually want doing your business at your pace, but you have this goal and this dream to be here. But guys, it's not doing you any good. It's not going to help you get there. It's hard to do this business in a vacuum by yourself at high levels. Anybody on that, guys? What does it take? We're talking about, are you willing to pay the price of success? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price? You know, for a six-figure income, to make 200, 300, 400, $500,000 in real estate a year. Are you willing to pay the price of success?
Hey, Rod, if you don't mind. So I think the biggest thing is, once again, we've said it multiple times, is putting it on paper, creating that business plan. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of look at it right now as a temporary sacrifice. I don't want to be, you know, selling millions and millions of dollars a year in real estate. That's not my goal. But ultimately, just putting it down, you know, you can have a 1, 3, 5 year plan, and you want to make this much, or you want to do this much in volume over those, you know, that course of time. And then you start kind of, if you will, planning you out. When it really comes down to it, you know, having that sales in your back pocket, one, and then two, you know, creating that revenue share for yourself. Then it can open up different avenues. But like I said, the biggest thing I think is just creating that business plan, and, you know, kind of looking back at that occasionally to see what that looks like to create that success. Once again, it's just, you know, I consider it kind of like a temporary sacrifice. Like I'm up literally 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not going to sleep sometime until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, with everything I got going on, you know, I need more time in the day. But like I said, it takes away from my family. But ultimately, you know, I consider it a temporary sacrifice. And it's just one of those things, is like you're just asking, what is it going to take to be successful?
Yeah, that's good, Cam. That's good. The price.
Hey Rod, can I say this too? Not being stuck on the last deal that fell apart. Because sometimes we want to mourn over a loss, and our mourning takes too long. And I've done that before. It's like, okay, that fell apart, that didn't work out, that person decided. I mean, you know, I was sharing with someone, I said, look, I was shopping with one client, my $1.2 million client, for 8 months. They sent me an email saying, hey, we're going to rent for another year. And I went, you got to be kidding me, you know? And, you know, I spent money on buyer need letters and cards and all of that stuff. But if I let that paralyze me and stop me from moving forward, I was like, okay, I done put out about $600 on these buyer need cards. I need to find a way to make it back. Let's do this. You know, I need 3 more clients right now.
Right.
So, you know, if we mourn over the loss, if we mourn over, we spend too much time talking about, thinking about, and just mourning over the fact that that deal fell apart, that buyer decided to wait, whatever the case may be. Let's go ahead and get the mindset that, okay, oh, they're not ready. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? We invested the time. Yes, it may be a loss. Pivot and say, okay, how can I do that differently? But let's not spend weeks, you know, just upset over something that we have no control over. We have no control over our buyers or sellers, you know, and what they do. You know, we have control over ourselves and our level of activity.
That's right.
That's good.
Absolutely.
That's good. I like that. How long you mourn over it? It's funny. I recently learned there's some cultures that just mourn. They mourn for like a month, even before the funeral. The person is dead for like a month before they even have the funeral. I didn't even know that in the past, but there's cultures that mourn for a long time. But I love that analogy, Natasha. And I always say, like, what is your recovery time? There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be, you know, terrible things that happen in your life, death in your life, and sickness, and just setbacks and disappointments and things not closing. But, you know, how quickly can you get back into to the fight? How quickly can you get back up, shake it off? So
You're right.
you got to get some thick skin.
Because
Oh,
right, just quick testimony. Yesterday, right? Yesterday morning, I had to go to a funeral for an uncle in Maryland, and then right after the funeral, I didn't get to go to the repast because I had to go to a showing because they made the repast date dinner a little bit later. So went and did a showing, and like I said, for my out of town buyer who's out of town, did a whole video production with my wife, and then when I was leaving there, came back to Woodbridge to show some houses. In between showing one house, and we on our way to the second house, get another call, and another uncle passed away on the other side of the family, unexpectedly. And we are going to another showing. And I'm like, couldn't say, hey, let's just stop and this, that, the other, but keep on pressing on, got my wife in the car with me and everything, and still handle business. But the thing is, those things are going to happen, okay? Yeah. And, we process those things, we internalize them, but those things going to happen to all of us. So it's not something that's going to knock me out of the business. And I'm going to take time, I might have to go out of town to do some things. But the thing is, we working with our clients and things like that, we still kind of press on, and we have to put somebody in place. It's okay to have somebody finish the showings or something like that. But just to know that, life is going to happen to you and you're not alone. You got a dream team that can help stand in the place and help you to get along. I know we have many on the team that have things happen to, we're able to cover down. That's what we do. So it's going to happen, but don't let that knock you out of the business. Keep going, because you don't want to have to slow down because life happens. Mm-hmm.
Right. And take time to take care of your family. To mourn. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Clear that up, sometimes, but mourn your family. You mourn a loss. We're all human.
Right.
You stay down forever.
Hey, Tim,
go ahead, Jimmy.
Can I say something? A lot of times we get distractions, like shiny things, like what's the newest thing, and then you get distracted. But if you do, like you say, stay focused on the systems, because you always say that, get away from the shiny things, because I get a habit of looking like, I think Natasha called it Finding Dory theory. Like it distracts you from what you're supposed to be doing. And you're like, oh, I was supposed to do this. Like I'm supposed to be writing this contract right now. But then somebody calls and then it throws you into another shift, but not getting distracted so easy.
Right.
Yeah, that is so true what everybody is saying. The thing I just wanted to add to that is this. We've got to actually have a mindset, a business mindset. Have the mindset of a CEO when it comes to your business. Things will happen around you, like everybody said, but you've got to know what your goal is and where what's your time limit, what's your time factor. One of the things that causes a lot of agents not to be able to move forward quickly, and I'm not talking about like with money, I'm talking about with clients, when their clients fall apart or something, or you've been working with them. One of the problems is because we personalize it so much that we think it's against us. And every time you think that someone did or said no or changed their mind and it's personal, you're not thinking like a business person. You've got to be in a position that you constantly say to yourself, it's a business. Yes, I'll be very personable. I'll do what I need to do, but it's a business. They are making a business decision. So, for example, I don't let it come to a point where you've got to be able to read the tea leaves, the telltale signs. I don't let the client fire me, for example. I fire clients, and this is what I mean by that. When you're working with a buyer and they're not following, you've had a buyer consultation, you've given them a roadmap of how you're going to do it, and they're not following that, but you keep nursing it and coming back around to get them back in, and they're still not doing that. You've got to decide what you need to put in place for them and move on. If I'm dripping you for a year, then you call me and then in that time I said, yes, we're ready. And I said, okay, but you haven't spoken to my lender. And he said, no, I don't want to talk to your lender. I have my own lender. Okay, not a problem. Can I have the pre-approval now that you said you're ready? And they send you the pre-approval. How many agents, because this happened to me, how many agents instantly, once they get that, boom, they set up the appointment and they go out and start showing the house? I don't ever do that.
Nope, I call the lender.
I call the lender. I introduced myself to the lender with an email. The lender did not respond. I picked up the phone and I called the lender. First thing the lender said to me was, who are you? And I'm not going to go into details of the whole thing, but said, who are you? Oh, no, we're giving them to another realtor. I said, well, the wife has been working with me and the husband, and we have an agreement, but that's fine. I said, go and, talk to them, figure it out. You guys can call me back and let me know what we're doing. I hung up the phone. I called the wife. She picked up the phone and said, yo, no, what are you talking about? No, we're working with you. We have an agreement. We're definitely working with you. I said, okay, not a problem. I said, so this is what I'm going to do. I said, because I do not have an agency agreement with your husband, I have it with you. And the approval has your husband's name on it. I'm sending you the agency agreement. You need to tell your husband to sign it. And once you sign it, and you guys can call me back, guarantee me that the lender is okay with me working with you, we're good. I said, no problem. I promise you I'll call you back. Well, I said, you don't need to call me back. Get him to sign the agency agreement first. They didn't sign it the first day. Then she kept calling me, let's go. I just called her, I picked up, I said, don't worry. I said, I think it's best you work with the people that they want you to. No, we want to work with you. I said, it doesn't matter that you want to work with me. I said, your lender is saying that they operate under a certain law. And I'm talking about a religious law here. So we operate, and the moment he said, turned out to me, I said, we don't need to work together. Don't worry, go on. And I moved on. And I've invested time and everything. And this happens, quite often. I don't waste, I know my worth or my value. So my mindset is not about who's coming to me and saying this is my, if I've got a process in place on what I've got to do, we've got to do it that way. Otherwise, you're going to keep spinning your wheels, and a buyer is saying to you, they're not ready to do something. And instead of you taking a step back, put them on a campaign, set time limits on what we're going to do, when we're going to check in and check up. You keep trying to call them every day. You weary them down, and then now the same thing, you're desperate and you're the only client. So you've got to be able to measure how much time and how much things. It's not even just what you say, it's how we say what we say. So we've got to be very mindful of those things, that I don't need to keep you. Your worth is way too high than that. And like Cam said, you got to have a strategy. One of the things that I really appreciate about EXP is I don't think about knocking on doors and selling, homes forever. There's so many part, for you here to make money and to thrive. Figure out what your strategy is. What's your plan and your time limit? What do you want to do in 5 years from now? It's a business strategy. We've got to have that. I came into real estate as an investor. That's my main goal. So I'm going to keep doing what I need to do, but I'm pivoting and shifting to those things. Trust me, I'm not saying it because I don't want to be an icon. I want to be multiple icons because I love the accolades. I love to be in the company of great people. So I love that. But in the same token, I've got other things that I've got to focus on to do because I know where I want to go and what my plans are. And those are the kind of things that you've got. Don't let people, situations, circumstances, a lost deal, a client, saying, we're going to list, we're not ready, we're going to do this, and they keep yanking you back and forth. Don't let that distract you from your ultimate goal and vision of where you want to end up.
Yep. Good. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Hey, let's spend this last 10 minutes. I want to open it up. Any questions any of our, agents have, newer agents or anybody, any questions you want to ask to the group, some of the icons, cappers that we got on, or just your fellow agent? Any questions? What, success real estate, what does it take? Willing to pay the price? Any questions out there? No questions.
I asked a question.
Okay.
For these cappers and icons, how many hours are you putting in daily in order to get to your goal, in order to reach your goal?
Anybody want to answer that?
Well, let me tell you, it's not a 9 to 5, that's for sure, as I said earlier. Because the thing is, in order to do that, your weekends may not just be your weekends. If you used to just, your weekends, you just got downtime to hang out. That's one of our biggest times in real estate. Probably your Saturdays. I know we all go to church me and Rod go to church on Sundays. So a certain time on Sunday is going to be limited. So the thing is, those times, you can, you know, some days you may be doing 7 days a week. Some days maybe not. Some weekends maybe not. But the thing is, it's going to take. And the thing is, really, honestly, you can't really count. Each person will have a different amount of hours that they spend. Some people may block it off, but the time that you put in is what the time you need to get whatever you need to get done. You know, if it's your 10 calls, if you knock them out in 2 hours, cool. If it takes you 4 hours to knock out those 10 calls, that's what it does. Your showings, you may have 3 showings. It may end up being 5 or 10 showings, whatever it's going to take. So a lot of times you can't even really put a time limit on it. Some days I have set, I already know what showings I have. I know what appointments I have, but I may get a call in the middle of the day and say, Tim, I see this house. It's $750,000. We want to put an offer on it right now.
Right.
No, we'll wait till tomorrow. Now, if I got the time, if I can get somebody to do it, I may move on that thing. You know what I mean? So you gonna put whatever it takes. And sometimes it may be different for everybody. So I wouldn't really put a time limit on it, but you can put some sacrifice a time that you're not planning on doing.
Tim is being diplomatic. It takes 24 hours out of your 24-hour day. That's what
Exactly.
That's what he said. Reality is you do what you need to do when you need to do it. I tell you guys, I really don't work on Sundays because that's my time with my family. But when I get a buyer that my lender just approved and my buyer works 6 days a week and the only day she has is a Sunday. Guess what I'm saying? Miss Buyer, guess what? I don't work on Sundays. You knew that, but this is what we're going to do. It's important to you.
Right.
So we're going to go get it done. What time do we need to do? So that's it. Tim just been, being, masterful and diplomatic. It's every single hour of your day. You fit in when you can.
And who was that in the Bible that wanted the sun to go backwards? Was it Hezekiah? Who was that?
I think it was.
To get some more hours in the day. Yeah, sometimes it's like that. Lord, give me one more hour.
And Bryson, I think it depends on the season where you are in your business and also systems. Season and systems. My early days, 60 hours, man, 56. I was grinding. I was hustling. But now in this season that I'm in, now I don't have to hustle like that to hit icon. Yeah. Probably less than 40 hours a week to hit icon because of the season that I'm in and the systems. I'm a listing agent. I can do a whole lot more listings than buyers out there. So the season that you're in right now, you may be doing a lot more buyers, but when you get to a listing agent, that number kind of goes down for you. And that's where I am now, primarily listing agent. So that number goes down. And a couple of other things we can talk about on another time, but it for me, that's just me, but I don't want to you can't compare yourself to where I am in this season.
Yes.
Again, it's hard because I don't have to do a whole lot to hit icon, primarily because of listing agent too, and systems that I have in place where I leverage out the other activities, those less dollar producing. I did on my numbers. I think I'm worth about a little over $200 an hour. So anything less than that, it needs to be leveraged out. Somebody else needs to do stuff.
Can you guys share the experience of probably the few months you started? Did you guys just started getting, business like the very few months or the year you started? Definitely everything you guys have spoken about, I've kind of experienced it in the last 4 months. I've experienced clients that said, after showing them around, we've changed our mind. We're going to be waiting 1 more year or 2 more years. I've experienced clients that, left me and went with someone else, went back to their previous agent. I've experienced clients that, they could not, what they qualified for was far less than what they were expecting. So I've kind of experienced almost everything you guys have talked about in the past 4 months, and I've been in the business basically from January. So can you guys share on your experiences? I am hopeful. I have clients that I'm sure they will come through. Those first few months, those first year that you guys, were putting in all of the work, you've done everything. Mine, I'm crazy. If I tell you guys what I do, you might not believe it. Most times I put out stuff, 600 houses in a day, flyers and 600 houses in a day, share like probably more than, gifts and around my neighborhood for more than 55 houses in hours, calls, text messages, the list will go on. Sometimes when you put in all of this work, and you tend to, like someone like me, fortunately, I give myself grace. I tell you myself the truth. Rose, you've done everything. These are called seed sowing. And when there's seed sowing time, there is, there's seed, there is time, then harvest.
That's right. That's right, Rose.
So
So, Rose, one of the things I did that right out the gate that worked well for me, I think within my first 30 days in the business, I did a buyer seminar. Pam helped me. I got one of my lender partners to help me do it. I went through the buying process and I did it via Zoom. And I had a really good turnout. I got my first buyer from that within 60 days of me being in the business. I closed my first deal. So I would consider, I'm an advocate for leverage. So the more people I can get in front of, the easier. That's why I'm doing video a lot, is because that way I can get in front of more people without having to make, 20 million phone calls. Because my challenge is I have, 3 teenage girls that are busy, and I'm also in ministry, which keeps me very busy. So, I've got to find ways to leverage my time and maximize my impact. So, maybe even consider doing buyer seminars and giving, batching, that your information as much as possible. I mean, that worked for me.
Thanks for sharing.
That's good. That's good.
Natasha, thank you so much for that, because in my mind the whole time everyone was talking, such great, as I say, platinum nuggets, but sometimes it is different depending on the role you play in your household. So a lot of times, as moms, because I'm a mother of 8 now, my children are grown. I have an 8-year-old, but I still have some that live at home. Sometimes, all the times, those systems and leveraging out is very important for us, because there are certain things that we can't put on the back burner. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So like hitting that icon status, hitting that cap status. Yes, there's days we have to go in hard all day. There's weeks we have to go in hard, but we play a different role as moms, especially when you have multiple children.
Yes.
And you need that support system. If you have that spouse at home, that support system is great, being able to build up that support system. But we have to have balance for that day, whatever that day holds and brings about. So I hope I
So
explained myself
Stacey,
well.
you did, because I had a conversation with another agent on this call, and it was funny. Women in real estate, we were talking about how men kill it in real estate. And she came to the conclusion she needs a wife too, because it's like we do so much in the house. We're cooking, we're cleaning, we're the taking care of sick people, and we're doing so much. So I mean, it's funny when you say it like that, but it's just
funny
really
that you say
looking
that.
at words. We're looking at ways to leverage our time. And as a woman in real estate with 3 very active kids, I mean, when I tell you active, I am running constantly. But I find ways to keep them with me and still be a good mom. And I've got my mom living with me, so that is an added layer of responsibility. So we've got to look at ways to leverage our time. We can't and become creative about how we're leveraging our time and putting those systems in place for success.
Yeah.
Hey, Natasha, it's funny that you said you need a wife, because they was talking about that on the radio today. The women co-host was talking about they need a wife as well.
A wife? I thought she said life.
I thought she said wife. When they were talking about
No, I said wife.
She said wife, because I was thinking the same thing. I need one too.
They were saying that they
Wives
have so
get
much
stuff done.
responsibilities, and they want a wife to take care of their responsibilities as well, to free up some more time for them.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I will say this.
I'm not gonna go
I will
there.
say this.
Yeah, Rob, don't go there.
You got a wife, Rob.
Without
You
the
got your wife.
extracurriculars. Without the extracurriculars, that's what they were saying.
So I will say this. I don't leave time for excuses. I don't leave space for excuses. For me, I try to pick up my son every day from school. Now, picking him up at 3:30 in the afternoon means that I have to stop whatever I'm doing by 2:30 in the day, and I can't start again until 4 o'clock. But I make sure that I have snacks in my car, drinks, and some entertainment for him, whether it's a tablet or whatever he wants that day. And he goes with me to whatever I have to do. I take him with me. And one of the biggest things that I do is I make it fun for him, because I'm, number one, teaching him a trade. I'm teaching him a business. I'm giving him a business. I'm gifting my son a business by doing this. But at the same time, I pay him. So my son also owns 25% of my company. So therefore, that $12,499, if you know what I mean, that's him actually earning his money. He's helping me with houses.
Yes.
A lot of my clients have kids. A lot of clients bring their kids. Find ways to utilize your time and don't leave it as a crutch. My son hates when he does it, but he likes to get paid as well.
Mhm.
That's good. That's
That's
good, Blake.
good.
So back
You
to
got
the question, those few months that you guys started, those few years that you gave it all you have, you took all the advice, you did everything that you should do, but you have sown your seed, How did you manage those seasons?
Yeah, I know for me, when I first got my license, it took me a year and a half to do my first deal. So the lesson always was for me from that was consistent, be persistent, don't give up, don't stop. A lot of that, I didn't have a dream team around me. I didn't have a lot of help and support. I had my license, but I didn't have any direction. I didn't have anybody pouring into me and showing me and directing me. So it took me a lot longer. But I stayed persistent. I knew one day I was going to be successful in this business. I just kept at it. Yeah, I had to go and get a full-time job. I couldn't support and sustain my family on, just with a license. So I had to just keep at it. And then I finally got around some folks. I'm telling you, the magic didn't happen until I got the EXP, and I got, Guy Allen, Mike Houston, and got with folks, David Harbor. People started pouring into me, and I started getting coaching training, and my confidence went up, and I just started doing a whole lot more business. Yeah, that's what happened with me.
For me, when I started, I started with Keller Williams, and it was pretty tough, but I was focused. I knew that the only thing I knew was throw money at things and it would get solved, right? So that was what I did. But I realized real quickly that I haven't spent that amount of money that I spent in that 6 months period, and only came up with less than $36,000 it wasn't going to happen like that. But I said to myself, there's no other choice. I can't look back now because I spent this money. So when EXP happened for me, when Rod called me, that changed the whole thing, because the enthusiasm there was the key of what was missing for me. So if I was to give anybody an advice, my thing would be, don't move your focus off of what you're driving, your why, your reason for getting into this. Do not shift your focus off of that. Let that be the vision that you look at every single time, to push yourself forward. Because I was like, I said to myself, I'm like, I will never work for anybody again in my life. So that was never going to happen. It was not an option. I was that determined that even if I have to say to my wife, you're going to be the one that's just going to support me for the rest of my life, I'm not going back to work for anybody. She was making, and again, it's one of those things that I'm very fortunate that, she has, the great job that she has. But even without that, it was like, my mind was, I just would never, my why was too big. My why that I wanted to succeed was way too big for me not to. So I was willing and ready to do anything. So when you're talking about, you're sowing, you're doing all these things, and you haven't seen the result yet, I promise you it's gonna happen. I was determined. I will get in my car and I will drive. I'll just drive into neighborhoods that I want to, I'll just go there, and I did it scared. I'll knock on doors. I was fearless with that. In fact, I probably need to get back to that now, because I've gotten complacent, because it's like one of those things that I feel, okay, now I don't need to do those things anymore. But that's what you got to remind yourself again of those things because they work and build relationships that are very solid. Find you lenders. You know, when lenders start calling you and saying, "No, we want to do business with you," and again, the assistant to call you, is because you're doing something. So find lenders that you can partner with because you can get deals out of lenders. Find title companies that you're loyal to that you can partner with because you can get leads from them. You'll be surprised that a title company can call you and say, "Hey, we've got this person," and you're one person that we think is patient enough that can deal with them. Do you mind helping these people out? That's how you get referrals. So showing yourself diligent, being consistent, go out there, build relationships and networks that matter in the business that you're in. Those things will come back for you.
Thank you so much. I ask those questions for those that are putting in everything. And sometimes they actually think they're not doing enough.
Yeah.
I do understand that. I understand the season that, for every business, even when you start in a new organization, there's a season where it's called the bonding season. There's an orientation season. You might be doing all of those things and then you come up and you get that same thing, oh, you need to do more. I asked it to tell them that everybody had a season where they started, especially for the newer agents that are on the call, that you're feeling you're not doing enough. Everyone in this group, those that we look up to, they all have a time that they started. So I just want you to give yourself, if you have done the job and you're doing the job, you're putting in the effort, you're prospecting, you're lead generating, you're doing everything that you've been advised to do. And it looks as if it's not working out. It is working out. It's called seed sowing time. There's seed sowing, there is time, and then there's harvest. So just stay consistent, just like we've heard today, and know that it will pay off. So that's the main reason why I asked. I wanted us to go back to the season that we all started. And for those that are, doing the work and, putting all of the efforts to know that, it will happen. The time will come where, every month, every week, you probably will be having contracts signed. So that was the main reason why I brought this up.
That's good. Now, but with one thing, guys, I want to say one thing. You want to, in this season of beginning, you want to be doing the right things. I wasn't doing the right things because I wasn't taught the right things to do. So it took a year and a half. So you in this season in the beginning, you want to plant seeds, but you also need now business. Postcards, flyers, branding is not now business. It's seed. It's later business. So you want to be doing the right things. So you can get your license and come out the gate killing it if you're doing the right things. If you learn scripts, if you're winging it on the phone and not saying the right things, then you're going to be the delay in business. I just got to give y'all real talk.
That's very true.
You got to learn scripts. You got to prospect. You got to call. It's brand prospecting and lead generation, mailers and things like that. That's long-term business, even for a seasoned agent. That's not now business. So you want to be doing the right things. You want to start your business right. I didn't start my business right. So if somebody said, you need to learn this script, you need to learn it, you need to say it in the mirror, you need to have a coach, and you need to make sure you're saying the right things with the right inflection, the tonalities, and all that first. And you got to prospect, and you got to make enough contacts on the phone. And then you got to learn how to go out and do a listing presentation. But I know we're ending our time, but I want to make sure y'all.
I got it. We got it.
It took us a lot longer because we didn't know the right things to do. So I want y'all to learn. So it's not, a lot of things are long-term business that you may be doing. So you want to be doing the right activities that's going to give you right now business. Does that make sense? Some of our leaders, Pam, Natasha, y'all, is that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. All right, y'all. This is not, oh gosh, we've gone over.
That's good. Good stuff.
Anybody on for the presentation? Okay. All right, y'all. Great call.
Great call.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to work.
Make it happen.
You have a wonderful weekend.
All right, y'all.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go.
Right.